Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Happy Republic
Happy
Day.
Republic Day to all. Sir, we'll get started with your journey. You can tell us about your childhood and some of the memories that you recollect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as I said in the lecture the other day at your university, um, my parents came from mixed religious background. My father came from a Muslim family origin in Calcutta. My mother was half American, and her father was a high caste Brahmin, Indian, who had escaped during the freedom struggle to the US. The British, he had been a militant revolutionary against the British in Nagpur, and he had to leave British India. He couldn't come back till after independence, by which time he was a very old man. So my parents got married, unusual. My father was 30 years old. He had studied architecture in MIT in the US in the mid 40s, which was quite rare because very few Indians studied architecture in the US. In fact, he was the first. And MIT just did an exhibition of the first Asians from their various departments. So they had a big display on my father, which I saw last year. And my grandmother, my mother's mother, was American, but she became a well known classical dancer in India in the 1930s. Studied Kathakali and Bharatanatyam. So I grew up in this, my father was 30 when he married my mother, who was 15. So the family actually had a very unusual background. It's not a traditional, conventional background. Both of them were in the arts, father an architect, mother a dancer. Both ended up becoming quite famous. And my father worked his whole life for the government. In the beginning for West Bengal government, and then later on Nehru brought him to Delhi 1953 to be in the Central Public Works Department. And my father believed that working with the government and in public sector was the best chance for him to make a big contribution to India instead of working in the private sector. Because at that time, the government was the biggest builder. And this is in the 1950s. And coming to Delhi, when Delhi became the capital, a lot of new building had to be built for the institutions, the tax offices, the University Grants Commission, various office buildings, even for the police, the General Post Office headquarters. All of these were designed by my father. So this was the time of the new nation building after independence. My mother was a classical dancer. And, at that time, these forms like Bharatanatyam, Kathakali, etc., had not been seen. They were still quite local, either in Kerala or in Tamil Nadu or Madras. Even coming to the city of Madras, it was a first for the general public to see these forms. So, someone like her brought these forms to North India and the rest of India, and in fact, also around the world at that time. So both of them were involved in the arts, in the creation of, I would say, modern India after independence. When, you're looking at your own heritage, revival of classical dance and music, which was actually part of our modernism. Because the British had suppressed all of that, for 2 centuries. And so it was like a discovery that, my God, we have these amazing traditions. So that's the atmosphere I grew up in Delhi, which was a small city at that time. I was born in 1955. So I grew up, I met Nehru. So I'm, one of the people who remember Nehru quite well. I think I was 9 years old when he died. And I remember his funeral, and I have wonderful photographs my father took. Because, for the generation of my mother and father, Nehru was almost like a god. He was highly respected, highly regarded by them. and he was very important in their own lives because the kind of work they were doing. He was hugely supportive and encouraging on a very personal level also. But he was also somebody who was very critical. So one famous building my father did, Rabindra Bhavan, which was the art center done on the centenary of Rabindranath Tagore's birth in Delhi. The first building my father designed looked like an office building. It looked a little bit like the building we were looking at here. And Nehru said, he looked at it, got very angry. He said, "What is this? This has nothing to do with Tagore." So, and my father got very agitated. He said, "Oh my God, I'm going to lose my job." So Nehru had a temper like that, and he wouldn't hold back. He would, he would deal with you like an ordinary person. And he told my father that you've done this memorial to Gandhi in Calcutta, which is why he brought him to Delhi, which is so beautiful. It's looking at our traditions, but done in a modern way. And then he had also done this tomb of Maulana Azad in Delhi, in front of the Jama Masjid, which also derived from the Mughal arch, but was a completely simple modern structure. So he said, "You've done those." My father said, "But those are memorials. They're not buildings, So he pushed my father into developing a vocabulary of architecture, which was like his memorials, but, related more to our tradition, using jali, stone, and also abstracted elements from ancient architecture, but not in a direct way. And that building became famous. So Nehru actually had a hand in co-designing the building with my father. So that, that was the atmosphere I grew up in. So we had artists in the house, we had architects, we had musicians, dancers, all of whom are very big names, like Ravi Shankar and some filmmakers, who were doing the serious cinema, like Satyajit Ray, etc. So basically, that's I really came out of that Nehruvian India. And then I went to study physics. And I actually also learned Bharatanatyam, and I also performed as a young teenager, 11, 12-year-old. And but I realized I wouldn't be a dancer. Also, I started wearing glasses, and so it was difficult. But I became very interested in science, and I got admission to MIT to do physics in the physics department. And I got a full scholarship to go there, which is how I could go. This was in 1974, 73, 74. But in MIT, it was an institution which was very open in its educational vision. So it allowed you to do, I was doing all my science courses, maths, physics, quantum mechanics, etc. But you were allowed to take extra courses, and you were also required to do some creative or humanities courses. And they had an excellent photography department. So I started doing photography, and the professors were so fantastic and so interesting that I got seduced by the profession. And I also realized I wasn't good enough to be a serious scientist.